What's up guys, I'm back and I have got the new Friedman IR-D unit here to try out in my studio. And I have it thanks to the awesome people at Zzounds. They've sent this to me to try out and play around with it for a while and see what I think. Now, I have previously owned the IRX unit and I thought it was great, but I didn't love it. And at the time I had a couple of other products that were just maybe a little bit better for how I was using stuff at the time. So I let it go, but I think it was a great product. Now, this one comes in and I think it's got a different feature set that is maybe a little bit more appealing to me personally. And basically it's got two identical channels based roughly on the Dirty Shirley preamp circuit. And I've never gotten to play a real Dirty Shirley, but I've played a couple of other Friedmans and they're all unbelievably good. They're kind of that idealized Marshall sound, and the IRX pedal seemed like the ideal higher gain, tighter Marshall in a box type deal versus say something like my Lion from Universal Audio, which is more of a classic plexi sound in a box. I think that this thing fits right in the middle of those two sonically and structurally. It's got a tighter gain structure than the Lion has, but it's also not quite as percussive and high gain of a sound as the IRX has. So we're gonna check this out. I've got one channel dialed up as a very clean-ish sound, and I've got the other one as just really high gain. And the boost on channel 1 is set as just a kind of a light push to the sound. But on gain channel 2, I've got the boost just gain all the way up. So we're going to try out that. We're also going to see what happens with the Golden Boy. And I've also got a DelVerb in here also to do a little bit of reverb and some delay. So we're going to hear what that sounds like. Okay, so if you're not familiar with these things, they are basically a tube circuit that's got two 12AX7s in there. And they've got built-in power section emulating, which is a big deal. And it also has 3 different IRs you can choose from. And each channel you can select one of the 3 IRs. You can also hook this up to your computer and load in your own IRs, which is really awesome because, you know, we've all got our favorite impulse responses that we like to use. But I think the ones that Dave put in here are absolutely awesome. All 3 are very usable. They're all very different sounding, so you can get a lot of different sounds out of them. Each channel has a B1 and an S1 switch. B1 is, it changes the focus from more of an upper mid-range bark to a lower mid-range growl depending on the position of the switch. And the structure switches, they control more of the aggression of the sound, whether you want it to be really high gain, medium gain, or kind of a low gain sound. So depending on what kind of sound you want out of each channel. I'm glad that they're both identical because kind of my main gripe with the IRX pedal was that I didn't ever find a clean sound that I liked out of channel 1, and it almost made it kind of useless to me, channel 1. Channel 2 was amazing, but I didn't want to only be using one channel out of 2. But on this one, it's different, and we're going to hear it now. So let's go to channel 1. And this is kind of the sound that I've got dialed up here. I'm using the Strandberg Boden, and I've got the stock pickup in here and a DiMarzio tone zone in the neck. All right, boosted. All right, now let's check out channel 2. All right, let's check out that boost. All right, let's check out some different cabinet settings on this. That was the middle speaker cab setting. Go to the top one. Actually, we'll leave the boost on. All right. The bottom setting. So yeah, very different sounds. You can dial in an excellent tone with all three of these, every single one of them, very usable. But anytime I'm playing around with different impulse responses, I like to make sure that I set the impulse response first and then I start messing with the sounds, because if you've got your pedal dialed in one way, like you heard, when you switch to a different IR, it radically alters the sound. So you do have to make some adjustments there to get it sounding just right. All right, so I've got the boost off now. Let's hear what it sounds like with an external drive fed into it. This is the Golden Boy, and the boost mode is on the blue drive, and the drive mode is on the green setting, which is kind of like a tube screamer. The blue one is, I believe, kind of like a Klon-ish type thing. So this is without the boost. All right, that one is off. Now the green drive is on. Golden Boy is off. Let's hear a little delay. It's on the analog setting. Let's boost that with the pedal. All right, I'm back on channel 1, and I've got the reverb on the DelVerb cranked up a little bit higher, actually pretty high. And I've moved it from the plate to the hall sound. So this is what I got going on here. All right, guys, I'm busting in here with a little quick diversion. This is the IR-D with the JHS Klon, the DelVerb in the loop of the IR-D, and I've got the IR bypassed going into the power station into the Splawn 412 with an Audix i5 and SM57 on the cabinet. Kind of low-ish gain. Here's what it sounds like. The DelVerb is off, the boost is off, this is just bone dry. And the IR-D boost. Little reverb. All right, boost is off there. Let's kick on the Klon. It's pretty hot. All right, turn the Klon off, take the gain up to about 1 o'clock. Boost. IR-D's off. Klon is on. Change the structure switch to the bottom setting from the top setting. Middle setting, this is the least aggressive of the three. B2 switch to the bottom. Boost. B2 up. S2 down. Pretty awesome sounding. I like that. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video for the Friedman IR-D pedal. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and taking a look at this with me, and hope you enjoyed what you heard. I think that it's a great, flexible little unit that is kind of an all-in-one package. It's got two separate channels that you can configure individually. It's got tone shaping controls for each of those channels. It's got boost that you can configure for each of those channels. It's got an effects loop. It's got the warmth and the feel of a 12AX7 preamp section. And I think most importantly, it's got a absolutely phenomenal speaker and power section simulation going on here. With the IRs in this thing are amazing. So I think Dave really knocked it out of the park once again with this unit. I think the IRX was an outstanding product to sort of introduce the world to this format of pedal and these features. And I think that the IR-D really kind of takes it to the next level, in my opinion, with a better channel one for me personally and the types of sounds that I like to dial out of these things. So it takes boost in front really well. The Golden Boy, I think, sounds and feels great through it. I've tried the JHS Klon, sounded awesome in front of it as well. So no complaints here. Yeah, so if you like this video and you want to help support the channel, I've got an affiliate link for this thing at Zzounds websites that you can check out. And if you're looking for a very compact, all-in-one solution to just take on stage, plug in your guitar, send a cable to the house, and get a great 2-channel rock sound, this is it. This is it right here. And I can't wait to take this on stage with me. I think the RX sounded great when I took it on stage, and I pretty much stuck to channel 2 with it, but channel 2 was an awesome experience on stage, and I have no doubt that this will be just as good. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.